You know what people usually get wrong about OCD? Most think it is just about germs, being overly clean, or needing things perfectly in order. That is the loud, obvious version everyone recognizes. But here is the thing. OCD has a quieter side that slips under the radar. It can slowly take over your emotional life and your relationships, without looking dramatic on the outside. Love, friendship, and family can all turn into the obsession. Let me break it down. When OCD shows up in relationships, the mind gets stuck in a faulty loop. It starts with obsessions, intrusive and unwanted thoughts that appear out of nowhere, like, do I really love them? What if I hurt them without realizing it? Or what if I am actually a bad person? These thoughts feel urgent and personal, even though they are not chosen. Then anxiety kicks in. Fear, guilt, and uncertainty start stacking up, and no amount of reassurance ever feels like enough. People can tell you everything is fine, but your nervous system still refuses to settle. So you move into compulsions. These are attempts to calm the anxiety by checking and controlling. Asking the same questions again and again, rereading messages, comparing feelings, avoiding intimacy, or trying to perfect the relationship so nothing feels wrong. It is not about being controlling. It is about trying to feel safe. At first, it works. The anxiety drops for a moment, but that relief never lasts. The cycle restarts even stronger because the brain learns one dangerous rule: control equals safety. In romantic relationships, this often looks like non-stop doubt about your feelings. If you do not feel sparks every time you see your partner, you start wondering if that means you stopped loving them. You compare your emotions to other people or to some ideal version of love. You keep seeking reassurance with questions like, do you love me? Or am I good enough? Over time, you may try to control how your partner behaves just to calm your own anxiety. The result is exhaustion on both sides. The person with OCD feels guilty for doubting love, while the partner feels questioned and slowly pulls away. In friendships and at work, the fear shifts toward being misunderstood or doing something wrong. You may avoid texting, talking, or interacting because you are scared of annoying people or crossing a line. There is pressure to act perfectly all the time, as if one mistake could ruin everything. Eventually, isolation feels safer than anxiety. In family relationships, OCD often shows up as an overwhelming sense of responsibility. You might believe that if your parents are upset, it is your fault. You push yourself to meet everyone's needs just to reduce guilt. Sometimes this turns into reverse control, expecting family members to follow certain rules around cleanliness, order, or behavior so you can feel calm. At the core of all this is fear of losing control. Relationship-focused OCD is not about lacking love. It is about being terrified of uncertainty, especially around emotions and morality. People with OCD often have strong values, a deep fear of doing the wrong thing, and a need to be completely certain their feelings are right. But love and connection are naturally unclear. When you try to measure emotions with logic, the harder you try, the more forced and unreal they start to feel. Healing does not start with trying harder to be sure. It starts with self-compassion, understanding that you are not weak, your brain is just stuck in overdrive. It also means sharing about OCD in a boundaried way, without turning your partner into your reassurance source. And it means learning about ERP therapy, exposure and response prevention, the leading psychological treatment for OCD. The core idea is simple but uncomfortable. You cannot control fear by avoiding it. You teach your brain that fear is not dangerous by facing it without responding with compulsions. People with OCD do not lack love. They love while being afraid of being wrong, afraid their love is not correct enough, clean enough, or real enough. Learning to live with uncertainty is how they slowly take their freedom back and rebuild real connection in every relationship. If you have been living in this constant doubt, there is nothing wrong with you. Your fear makes sense, and your love is real, even when it feels confusing. You do not have to figure this out alone. Stay with the channel, and let's keep unpacking this one step at a time.